Hi, I'm Athena Critiques. Today I'll be discussing the book which I recently finished by J.P. Delaney. It's called Playing Nice. So this book centres around two families. There's the first one which we follow with their perspectives, which is Theo, their son. The dad is Pete and the mum is Maddie. And then the second family is their son David. The dad is Miles and the mum is Lucy. So the whole premise of this book is Theo isn't actually Pete's son and vice versa, David isn't actually Miles' son, so they sort of need to swap, but they're also very attached to their child Theo. It's quite interesting, they restrict a lot of information which you see as the book develops. We're not sure who exactly swapped the babies. We're not exactly sure how it happened. We're not sure about some of the characters' relationships with each other. There's a lot of legal information, court cases, child protection, everything like that. I found the character of Miles very interesting for obvious reasons. And also I was surprised that they made Theo to have CU. But I suppose as it's genetic, possibly, that makes sense. And they still love Theo, and Pete and Maddie are doing everything they can in order to prevent him from turning out like Miles. I was a little bit deterred by the fact of how much stigma was around David. I mean, obviously it's nothing that you can ignore with having developmental differences to other kids your age, but a lot of the things were just focused on Theo because he was, I guess, the healthy child. I mean, that's kind of how they saw it anyway. Both families kind of were just focused on Theo. I guess the only person, well, Maddie did care about her own son, which was David, but she didn't do all that much for him. She was mostly just focused on getting Theo back. And I feel like overall David was just given the least amount of care, when I think Pete and Maddie should have been more concerned with getting David out of that situation, especially because of how he is. It would be completely unhealthy for him to stay with Miles. I also thought that it was completely ridiculous when Pete was getting investigated by the police that they basically accused him of looking at child P, the full word, but it was ridiculous because it wasn't even people, it was an anime character, and it's that's not a real person. The way that they animate and draw girls that are teenagers from girls that are adults is not really different. That could just be an adult, and again, it's not real, so I don't know why they were like, oh, we can get you really in trouble for that. And it's he hasn't really done anything wrong. And how there was such a stigma around him even watching any explicit content. It's he's an adult man. People do, not just men, people just do that, it's not a big deal, especially just because you have a child, you don't have to stop watching it. It's really strange. I am glad with the way that it ended though, with Miles, spoiler alert, dying, because, he kind of deserved to. It was kind of weird the way he went out, he kind of just accepted it, maybe because he felt vindicated, I don't know, he was maybe happy about Maddie being the one to do it. I actually completely spoiled the book for myself because, did I already say it, but I finished the book in 2 days, and on the first day, I just googled, how did it end? Do they manage to get their son? Because I just needed to know because it was so stressful. And then it literally just said, yeah, because, Miles gets offed. And I was like, oh, okay, I mean, I didn't need that much information, but go off, I guess. I didn't really like the opening line of oh, it was an ordinary day, okay, we're not on Private Drive, calm down. And now I know it's kind of cool that they cyclical repeated it at the end, but bit cliche for me, didn't really like that. Also, annoyingly, the chapters were so short. It's they were literally over 100 chapters. just make them a bit longer, bro. It was a really interesting premise though, and I'm pretty sure I heard that there's a TV show about it. I don't know if I'll watch it, I feel it's probably more interesting as a book. But yeah, J.P. Delaney has a very specific feel. I've read 2 other of the books. One of them was about a wife. I don't know, don't ask me, it was too long ago. But they kind of have the same sort of atmosphere. I don't think I enjoyed reading the book as much as I thought I would. I think maybe I've grown a little bit out of that the kind of genre, and like I know it's like interesting, but I just don't think that to me it's as exciting anymore. I think I kind of like told myself to get into fantasy books, so maybe I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I just kind of want to read them right now because I've been reading Josephine Angelini's Firewalker series, and oh my god, don't. But yeah, back to playing nice. Overall, it was really cool. I liked how they used like various like transcripts of like texts and emails and like court filing things. I'm glad that Pete didn't cheat on Maddie. It's kind of, I mean, I get why Maddie didn't tell Pete that she cheated on him because it would kind of like ruin it for no reason when everything was going right. But you know, not the best. Just don't do it again, I guess. And the steps that they're taking in order to like better Theo's life and like how he sees things is like it's really good. It seems promising. I'm glad that David's fine as well. Like he's chilling. I kind of wish we saw more about him. You know, since like I said, it's mostly focused on Theo and everything. And it was cool the ending where Maddie kind of decides like, oh, maybe I will get married to Pete. Which is nice. She didn't need to, but it's quite a nice ending. Very picturesque scene as well. It's kind of, you know, a bit sad that she just really, really didn't want to go back home and see her parents. Like, her dad misses her so much, and she's like, no. And it's like, okay, all right then. I mean, I guess I could come and visit Pete and Maddie, but like, they're clearly not wanted. It's just a bit sad, really. And I don't think we even heard from Pete's parents either, so I feel like there's a lot of things that they could have covered, and like maybe we could know a bit about Maddie's upbringing. I don't know, but they didn't talk about that. There's a lot of other things to cover. I know the author did a lot of research into it. He involved a lot of like people in like specialized fields, and that's very cool. I think overall, if I had to give it like a rating, I'd probably say 6.5, like almost a 7, but not quite a 7. But yeah, I would overall recommend it. It's definitely, like I said, it's very interesting. Just don't know necessarily that it's still my thing, but that's okay. And yeah, that's my mini review. Not too in depth, but yeah, I'll do better ones in the future. This is just like my first one. I've got another book that I'm going to be starting soon, which is called Rise and Divine by Lana Harper. Sounds interesting. And I will talk to you guys soon.